Good morning, guys. Myself, Sridhar H., working as assistant professor in Electronics and Communication Department of Government Engineering College, Haveri. Today, we are just going for your basic electronics subject. So, its subject code is 18 ELN 14 or 24. Okay, 14 for the first semester and 24 for your second semester. Okay, in this, we'll just going for the module 1, that is semiconductor diodes and applications. In this first presentation, so you're just going for your introduction to diodes. So introduction to diodes. Okay, in this session, we'll just go for your the basics of the introduction to diodes. Next, classifications of semiconductors, extrinsic semiconductors, in that n-type semiconductor as well as p-type semiconductor, and next is your unbiased condition of the p-n junction. Okay, the first in the introduction to diodes. Okay, the scientist in the year 1990 by named William Henry Ekix was the first to coin the term diode. Okay, in Greek, diode means what? Di means two and ode means the electrode. Means it's a combination of both P as well as N electrode. P electrode as well as N electrode. So the name we will be telling it as PN junction. When the combination of PN junction, then only the diode is formed. That is anode as well as the cathode form. Normally the P represents your positive and N represents your negative. So PN junction acts as a base to all these diodes, and all others are modified from PN junction diodes. Okay, so there are various types of diodes, and normally they are known as LEDs, photodiodes, as well as laser diodes. Okay, the light emitting diode find their application in LED, television, road signals, etc. And photodiodes are used as light detectors or light sensors in the industries for applications related to communication, medical, and automobile. Next, the laser diodes are used as pointers, security, alarm, etc. Okay, these things will be just coming in this last module, that is of the module 1. Okay, so this one is just for the introduction to diodes. Okay, diode means di means two and electrode means ode means electrode. Okay, next the classifications of semiconductors. Okay, before that semiconductors will be just coming across the two terms, that is conductor as well as the insulators. So in between conductor and insulator the term semiconductor lies. Okay, first what do you mean this conductor? Conductors are the element that can pass the current easily. The material which passes the current easily is known as your conductor. And we can also say that the atom can be easily lost an electron from its outermost cell. Okay, and the conductors, normally the conductors will be having a low resistance. The conductors will be having the low resistors. And next the insulators. Insulators are they have tightly bound electrons in their outer cells, and insulators are said to have high resistivity or resistance. The insulators are said to have high resistance, but in conductor, what it is having a low resistance. In insulator it high resistance. In conductor it passes electricity, and here in insulator it blocks the electricity, that is the current. And in between the conductor as well as the insulator the semiconductor lies. Okay, semiconductors. So what is the basic definition of a semiconductor? Semiconductors are those materials that have a resistance between that of conductors and insulator. So it will be having both the combinations of conductors as well as insulator. So the name terms as semiconductors. And here the electrons are not free to move, but they will be having a little energy for the conduction. Okay. Next, the two most common semiconductors are silicon and germanium. Okay. Now, how this semiconductors or conductors and insulators are being divided depending upon what? Depending upon the energy bands. The energy bands. So what are the conduction band as well as the valence in between the energy band? So depending upon that difference, the conductor, insulator as well as the semiconductor will be just. For the insulator, it will be very much higher, that the energy gap is higher. For semiconductor, it is in the middle part, and for the conductor, that will be that is the conduction bond as well as the valence bond will be having a overlap. Okay, so this is the main thing of your semiconductors. Okay, next, the semiconductors are classified into two types: intrinsic semiconductors as well as extrinsic semiconductors. Intrinsic semiconductors as well as extrinsic semiconductors. The intrinsic semiconductor, what is, so that one is known as your, so intrinsic semiconductors, what it is, intrinsic semiconductors are pure semiconductors only, that is a lattice, that is only silicon in the lattice. So it's a accept of the what, it's a pure form of your semiconductor. Free electrons are due to this natural causes. So negative temperature coefficient is a temperature increase, resistance will decrease here. So this silicon, whatever it is having of a pure silicon, so it is having free electrons as well as hole, it is of having a 4 atoms together each. So this one is known as a intrinsic semiconductor. The purest form of semiconductor is known as the intrinsic semiconductor. Okay, so the example of the intrinsic semiconductors are pure germanium, pure silicon. Okay, at room temperature, number of electrons equal to number of holes. So normal in room temperature, so in intrinsic semiconductor you are having the number of holes is equal to number of electrons. Okay, next. So it's a conventional classification of semiconductors continued. So next is your extrinsic semiconductor. A semiconductor to which an impurity is added to increase its conductivity. Okay, so intrinsic semiconductor was the purest form of silicon, but in extrinsic semiconductor what will happens? We are adding a impurity to it. So whether it's a pentavalent or a trivalent. If it is of n-type semiconductor, then we are adding a pentavalent impurity, and if it is of a p-type semiconductor, then we are adding a trivalent impurity. Okay, so when normally the extrinsic semiconductor means when we add an impurity to pure semiconductor to increase the charge carriers. Why you are adding the impurity means to increase the charge carrier, then it becomes an extrinsic semiconductor. And next, in extrinsic semiconductor, without breaking the covalent bonds, we can increase the charge carriers. So we can uh, increase the charge carriers. Okay, next. So what is the main thing about this intrinsic as well as extrinsic semiconductor? Intrinsic semiconductor is of a pure form, but in extrinsic it is formed by adding a trivalent or a pentavalent impurity. Okay, here next, in intrinsic semiconductor what will happening? So the holes and electrons are equal, but in extrinsic semiconductor, number of holes are more in p type and number of electrons are more in n type. So in extrinsic, so since we are adding a pentavalent or a trivalent impurity, the number of holes are major in p type and number of electrons are more in n type. Okay, as well as in intrinsic, the Fermi level lies in between the valence and a conduction bond, but in Fermi level valence in a near conduction band in a n type. Okay, next, see here. So what is, how you will be differentiating n-type semiconductor as well as a p-type semiconductor? N-type semiconductor, if a pentavalent impurity like antimony, phosphorus is added to pure silicon, free electrons are readily available for conduction. If a pentavalent impurity like antimony, phosphorus, gallium is added to pure silicon, free electrons are readily available for conduction. So see, because antimony and phosphorus are the pentavalent impurity, and in p-type semiconductor, if a trivalent impurity like gallium, indium and aluminum is added to pure silicon holes created that are readily available for conduction. So this is the n-type semiconductor as well as a p-type semiconductor. So in extrinsic semiconductors, we are adding the impurities, whether it's going to be a pentavalent or a trivalent impurity. Okay, next, the main type. So how will be dividing the comparison between n type as well as the p type comparator? Okay, so n type means, as we already know that, so pentavalent impurity should be added, and in p type trivalent impurity should be added. Okay, in n type, what are the majority carriers? In n-type, the majority carriers are electrons, and in p-type, the majority carriers are holes. In the majority carriers are electrons in n-type and holes in p-type. Okay, next, the minority carriers in n-type it is holes, and in p-type it is electrons. That's a vice versa. Okay, next, in n-type, the Fermi level is near to the conduction bond, and in Fermi levels is near the valence band. In n-type it is near the conduction band, and in p-type it is near the valence band. Okay, next, see, so next is your unbiased condition of the p-n junction. So they have just mentioned here whatever it is n-type as well as the p-type. So the representation, the dark dots is known as your free electrons, and the gap, the electron is known as the hole. Okay, in n-type, the free electrons are more, and the holes are very much less. As the in n-type, free electrons are the majority carriers and holes are the minority carriers. At the same fashion, in a p-type, it is vice versa. That is, holes are the majority carriers and free electrons are the minority carrier. The same thing it will be repeated. In p-type semiconductor, holes are majority charge carriers, and in n-type semiconductors, electrons are the majority charge carriers. Okay, next, the unbiased p-n junction continued. Okay, so when we just group together p as well as n-type, so what will happen? The free electrons as well as the holes, due to diffusion, because already the diffusion. So what is this by diffusion process? So what is meant by diffusion? Diffusion means moving of electrons from higher concentration gradient to lower concentration gradient. So if the holes are been many, then it will be passed to the n-type material, and if the electrons are bigger, then it is passed to the p-type material. So this is the due to the diffusion, electrons in the n region diffuse across the junctions into the p region combined with holes in p region near the junction, with the result that negative charge is established in the negative charge is established in this region. Okay, next, so how the charge will be moving from electrons to holes? See here, electrons to holes. So there is a carrier of the charge. Holes in the p region diffuse across the junction into the n region combined with the electrons in n region near the junction, with the result that positive charge is established in this region. So in this, so in the n type, so when the electrons is moving towards the hole, then here the positive charge will be just accumulated. Okay, in a n type. In the same fashion, next slide. Okay, see here. So eventually diffusion stops when the when the what happening, when the electrons is crossed over the p type, then here the positive electrons have been holes have been charged towards the n type material, and the negatively charged, that is electrons have been charged in a p type material. Okay, see here. Eventually diffusion stops when the negative charge on the p side repels electrons and positive charge on the n side repels holes. Okay, so what is the main means? The charge on the p side repels electrons and positive charge on the n side repels holes. In the n times, the positive charge has been repelled, as well as in p type, the negative charge has been repelled. Okay, so this one is the part, so where the charge is being deputed is known as the depletion region. Thus, in depletion region of n side material, positive donor ions and p side material acceptor ions remain, which acts as a barrier for further movement of charges from either side. So this one is known as your p-n junction. Okay, so what it is means, until and unless we'll just give a power supply, it is just going for a what? The depletion region. Here the inside materials are the positive donor, and in p side it is a negative donor. Okay, the region on either side of the junction which is totally devoid of charge carriers is termed as depletion region or barrier potential. Okay, the region where, see, this region is known as the depletion region or depletion region or barrier potential. Okay, next, in practice the barrier potential is about 0.3 volt for germanium and zero point 0.7 for silicon. So it is a standard thing what it is been mentioned. So always it will be zero point 0.3 for germanium and 0.7 for silicon, and it is essential that this barrier potential is overcome to occur on the application of external bias voltage. So means when we apply the voltage, so whether it be positive or a negative terminal, that is it will acting as a diode. When we apply a voltage source, then it is acting as a diode, whether it might be a forward bias or a reverse. That part will be coming in the next session. Okay, next. So this one is the unbiased condition of this one. Okay, so what we are just going through in this total session, what it is, first thing is okay, first thing is how the term diode came. Di means two, ode means electrodes. It's a combination of two, then it is of a diode, that is PN junction. Okay, P means what and N means what, we are having its own advantages. Okay, so next, semiconductors are classified into two types, that is intrinsic semiconductor as well as extrinsic semiconductor. Intrinsic means pure form is known as your intrinsic semiconductor, and extrinsic semiconductor means what, it is of a added impurity, whether it may be pentavalent impurity or a trivalent impurity. Okay, in intrinsic semiconductor, what is happening, the holes and electrons are same, but in extrinsic, what it is happening, number of holes are more in p type and the number of electrons are more in n type. Okay, next, the Fermi level. So the Fermi level lies between valence and conduction bonds, but in extrinsic semiconductor, Fermi lies near valence band and in p type, and near conduction band in a n type. Okay, so this one is the intrinsic semiconductor as well as extrinsic semiconductor. So depending, if it is of n type, then we are adding a pentavalent impurity. If it is a p type, then we are having a trivalent impurity. Okay, so this one is the simple form of n type and p type. In n type, free electrons are the majority carriers, and in p type, holes are the majority carriers. So diffusion is process in which they are adding a impurity. Okay, so this is the part what it is known as the depletion region or the depletion region. Means in n type, the positive, the holes are being accumulated, and in p type, the negative charge has been applied. So this one is a normal PN junction. Okay, just to get the diode conduction, then what we should apply a voltage source. Okay, then it will be having a forward bias or as well as the reverse bias, depending upon what kind of terminals have been connected, and that will be just continued in the next session. Okay, and the main thing is the barrier potential, that is for germanium it is 0.3 volts and for silicon it is 0.7 volts. So this one is the main thing for why we are taking for why the people are going for this silicon is, so its barrier potential is of 0.7. Okay, thank you.